Good afternoon, everyone. This is Chanel Jasmine with another IGTV video and YouTube video on narcissistic personality disorder. How are you guys doing? This video is going out by request. All morning long, I've been speaking on my experience with my parents. Both of my parents are narcissists. I don't think I know. My mother is the stronger narcissist. She's more of an overt malignant narcissist, like Joan Crawford. She's out there with hers. She wasn't sneaky with her abuse. It's like when she abused me, other people knew about it, like her friends and family. Everybody knows my mother was brutal towards me. This wasn't something that she kept hidden behind closed doors. So she is the more severe narcissist out of my immediate family. She was blatant. She was out there with it, almost borderline, highly emotional, always screaming at the top of her lungs. She had everybody walking on eggshells around her. Her anxiety levels. She was a drug user. She was on coke and alcoholic, so that was a contributing factor towards her toxic parenting. My father was more of he was the inverted narc, and he was definitely more covert. I didn't catch on to my father's narcissism until late into my adulthood. He was very covert with his, and it took me years of falling out with him, and then every time we would connect again, I just saw a pattern of his behavior and different things that he was doing that were repetitive, that he would just not fix. He would not fix it. He kept repeating, no matter how much I would point out the things that he was doing to irk me away, because I wanted a relationship with him. I wanted us to be close, but again, he just kept continuously doing the things that I despised. He wasn't even trying to make effort to fix them. So I said, okay, something's wrong here. So my mother was the greater narc. She was overt and malignant. My father is the covert narcissist, and he uses spirituality and religion to execute his abuse. And he triangulates his children against each other. Both parents do use triangulation, but I figured it out, and that's why I took the steps to disconnect from both of them to start my path of healing, because my the things that I picked up from them and their grooming me from the time I was an infant, however they contributed. My mother was physically abusive, verbally. My father, his abuse was like I said, it wasn't physical, but it was insidious, to the point where there were times he would triangulate the gossiping, talking behind my back, using me as a pawn to spy on my mother or inflict abuse onto her. They both used me as a pawn. There was just so many, they did so much. And I'm just really surprised, but more proud of myself that I survived it and came up out of this shit unscathed. I know I have a purpose and a special anointing, because I'm out here helping people, but I'm using my life as the blueprint to help other people. I gotta have a greater purpose. But I wanted to talk about body shaming. I was gonna name this video fat shaming, but if you have a narcissistic parent, it's you grew up with, as the scapegoat, the black sheep of the family. It's bigger than just fat shaming. It's body shaming altogether. They pick on your looks. This is where the eating disorder begins in your childhood, because it's like, I'll use myself for example. I got tired of hearing, you would be so much prettier if you lost weight, or comparing me to other females in my family who were slimmer. They was always comparing. Oh, she's light skinned, she's pretty, she's slim, she looks so, it was always throwing something or someone in my face, or always making references. You would be so much better if you did this, and you would be so much prettier. And you guys have to understand, if you hear this shit day in and day out, Both of my parents did this. My grandmothers did this too. You know, they was always monitoring what I was eating, how big, you know, my clothes are, how big I was, day in and day out. But the more, you know, the sad part was I would have to go to school and have to deal with the bullying from the kids. So just imagine every day having to go to school and being bullied and fat shamed and body shamed. And then, you know, at the end of the school day, when you had to go home, you would have to hear it again from your own family. Your family is supposed to protect you, uplift you. You know, if your child has an eating problem, they're eating too much, it's your job as a parent to teach them in a healthy way how to eat healthier. You know, don't say demeaning and degrading things. Take them to the park. You know, if you should be fucking exercising, take your kid with you. Let's go play some sports. Let's go have some fun. You know, my father did take us to the park. You know, I'll give him that much credit, but still, he would still say things like, you would be so much prettier if you lost the weight. And they try to sugarcoat the shit. That's the insulting part. It doesn't matter. The shit that comes out their mouths is degrading and belittling, and it stings your self-esteem. The way to healthy, you know, the healthy parenting, if your child is obese, overweight, you don't fucking rub it in their face. You don't point out how much prettier they would be if they were slimmer. You don't do that. You become, you know, you use positive reinforcement. Put on your fucking sneakers and your workout clothes and say, hey, let's go have some fun. Take them to the trampoline spot. Let them jump off some of that energy. Take them out and have fun. Incorporate fun activities where they're burning off calories. You know, there's healthy recipes. You know, start cooking better meals that would cut back on starches and you know, the calories. Like, you as the parent have to take the lead, and you have to do it in a positive manner. But see, when you got toxic parents, they don't know how to do that shit. And what's so fucking sickening about it, when you grow up and your self-esteem has been shattered by your parents all your fucking life, and then you start getting in these toxic romantic relationships and the relationships keep failing, they'll pick at you. Oh, you can't keep a man. If you lose some weight, you'll be able to stay in a relationship longer. They gaslight the fuck out of you. They set you up for failure. They set you up to be in abusive relationships. Then they sit back and they criticize you after they've done it. They don't take no accountability for their contributions to wearing out and destroying your tattered self-esteem. It is gaslighting on the next level. And yes, your parents are guilty for doing this. I've battled with my weight issues all my life. And I've had to learn how to validate myself. I've had to learn to exercise. I've spent years, y'all know I'm in the gym all the time. I gain weight. I know how to lose it like that. I know how to eat healthy. I've been a vegan. I've cut back. I can lose weight. I'm losing weight right now. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. It is what it is. But at the same time, I've had to deprogram my parents' toxic, the words in my head about, how ugly I am, how my clothes don't look right on me, how, my female cousin or my sister, God, Lord knows, my mother just throws my sister in my face. She's the better looking one. She's this, she's that. My sister cannot hold a candle to me or my success because I'm fucking gorgeous. And not to take away from her, she's got to catch up to be on my fucking level. I've outworked her professionally and on an educational level. She cannot fuck with me. I've been accepted into it. I'm staring at my PhD. Okay, she got to play catch up to me. But if you have a narcissistic parent, they will always downplay you and compare you to their favorite child, the golden child. So just work on building yourself up and deprogramming everything your parents, trained you to hate yourself. All right, be blessed, y'all.